Hi, I'm Liz Shaw, and this is episode 2 of The Liz Shaw Show. And today I'd like to talk about a topic that I'm quite passionate about, really. One that I've talked about quite a lot over the last few months on my Twitter account and also on Facebook. But today I'd like to bring you a video about it, actually. It is, of course, fitness and health. Okay, so look, today I was reading a story in the Sydney Morning Herald, and it was about dieting and how different things will work for different people. And that it's not so much about calorie counting, sometimes it's about the types of foods that you eat. Look, I think it'd be stupid if I said that everybody's body is exactly the same and that everybody metabolizes food the same way, because let's face it, that isn't the truth. It would also be stupid for me to say that everybody has time to exercise 3 hours a day. And it would be stupid of me to say that people don't use food emotionally, because let's face it, people do use food as an emotional crutch. More often than not, it's to mask other issues. And in the media, we often see stories about people who are overweight, who have low self-esteem. And it's sort of, the two go hand in hand with each other. You eat because you've got low self-esteem, and then you've got low self-esteem because you eat. Like, what I'm trying to say is that nobody who is overweight can be truly confident in themselves. It's not so much about what you look like. We're not talking about having to look like a supermodel. What I'm talking about here is maintaining a healthy weight. And look, it may not be PC of me to say this, but anybody who's overweight clearly has low self-esteem, and anybody who doesn't, work out on a regular basis has low self-esteem, and they're masking that with food. And look, I read on the Stuff website last week. It was an article about fashion and how fat people should be able to wear, whatever they want. But the reality is that they can't. Clothes do not suit them. But that's not what I'm really trying to get at. If you're overweight, you're not healthy. You're not healthy physically, and you're not healthy emotionally. And it's time to take action, and it's time, given the high obesity rates and rates of those who are overweight. Look, it's time that we actually all sat down and said, hey, you're overweight, you need to do something about it. Now, some of you are probably going to say to me and respond to this video by saying, well, how would you like it if somebody told you that you were overweight and needed to lose weight? Well, what I would actually tell you is that did happen to me. That happened to me late last year. And it was very hard of me to hear. It was embarrassing, shameful, and a wake-up call. I was embarrassed because of the thought that I had actually let myself go, and that I'd stopped caring about my physical appearance. That in itself was pretty embarrassing. But instead of saying, hey, these people are being mean, I thought to myself, okay, look, I have two choices here. I can either take action by going to the gym on a regular basis and modifying my diet, or I can stay one of these overweight people who doesn't do anything about it and who sort of goes through life living through the motions. I chose to lose the weight, and it was the best thing I ever did. When you're overweight or obese. And I don't care what people say, I think they're lying. When you're overweight or obese, the fact of the matter is, you're not happy, and you're not healthy, and you're not looking after yourself, and you can't live your life. We see this often in shows such as The Biggest Loser Australia, The Biggest Loser America, other diet, health and fitness shows, What's Really in Our Food. I fail to understand why, and I think this has been the biggest thing actually, is that if you really, okay, let's look at our attitudes towards, say, smoking. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, once upon a time, smoking was considered something that was acceptable, but we don't accept that now. Most people look down on smokers as having this filthy, unhealthy, disgusting habit. And it's sort of, if we really sat down and we thought about all those chemicals that, you know, you're putting into your body if you eat unhealthily and if you eat junk food, look, the chances are, like me, you would never want to go back to junk food ever again. And if you really thought and sat down and thought about how there are a lot of everyday stresses. Everybody faces stress, you know, whether it be with work, money, relationships, friendships, goals, ambitions, etc., etc. We all have daily stresses. I think a lot of people, and this is just for myself, I think a lot of problems could be solved with a healthy diet. I'm talking at least 3 serves of veggies a day. Fruit or veggies, both are perfectly acceptable. And at least an hour or 2 of exercise a day. It doesn't need to be strenuous. It could be walking. It could be anything. It could be going to the gym. It could be whatever. It doesn't matter. I just think that those people who do exercise and those who eat healthily actually know what good health is. And it's not even necessarily about physical appearance as the media would have us believe all the time. If you're maintaining a healthy weight, then chances are your mind itself will also be healthy. And I think in the media there needs to be more emphasis on this, that instead of talking about you're beautiful whatever size you are, and let's face it, that is not true. I'm not even going to try and, you know, say it doesn't matter what size you are, because it does. But the fact is that if you're carrying excess fat, you're not healthy emotionally, you're not healthy physically, and you need to do something about it, so basically that you can live your life again, so that you can achieve the things that you want to achieve, so that you don't have to go through your life living in the shadows, going through the motions. I can't speak for other people who've lost weight, but I know that losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight and having a healthy diet, it is very important. In fact, it's probably the most important thing you can do in your life, is maintain a healthy diet and exercise a healthy amount. It gives you, when you're healthy physically and emotionally, you can live your life because you have more confidence to do so. We see this in shows such as The Biggest Loser, where, you know, you've got the contestants at the beginning of the series and they're depressed or angry because of their excess weight, but then by the end of the show, once they're a normal weight, they're healthy, they're happy, they're living life, they've got a zest. So look, I want to leave you with this thought. Next time you're telling somebody that it doesn't matter what size they are, think about the impact that that's having on their ability to live their life to the fullest. those are all my thoughts today on obesity, health, and diet and exercise. I'll be bringing you the next episode of The Liz Shaw Show either late tomorrow night or on Thursday night. We'll see. Thank you for joining the show. Nice to have you along, and good afternoon. I'm Liz Shaw. It's been a pleasure.